complete Test 1 Listening Comprehension Part A.
1. Carla said that you were rather rude.
It's unfair of her to say that about me.
What does the man mean?
2. I don't think this painting is very good.
It's better than the first one, isn't it?
What does the woman say about the painting?
3. Your graduation ceremony is this afternoon.
I can't believe it. I've graduated at last.
What does the man mean?
4. I got this dress for only $5.
$5. How did you get it so cheap?
What does the man mean?
5. I just got my third parking ticket this week.
Why don't you try putting more money in the parking meter when you park your car?
What does the woman suggest that the man do?
6. Were you able to get hold of the book that you wanted?
I couldn't. At the bookstore, they told me that it wasn't available yet.
What does the man mean?
7. Professor Mitchell's lecture certainly went on and on for quite some time.
I thought he was never going to finish.
What does the man imply about the lecture?
8. You don't have the notes from yesterday's physics class?
No, I don't. Do you think I could borrow yours?
What does the woman mean?
9. You said that you wanted to go shopping this afternoon. What do you want to get?
I think I'd like to get my dad a new wallet for his birthday.
What does the woman mean?
10. You didn't go into the pool, even for a quick dip.
I put my big toe in and decided that the water was too cold for me.
What does the man mean?
11. Do you know where your sweater is?
I think I left it at my sister's house, but I'm not sure.
What does the woman mean?
12. I need you to work on these new accounting reports.
But I scarcely have the time to finish the ones I already have.
What does the woman imply?
13. How much longer do you think you're going to stay on that exercise machine?
I give up.
What does the man mean?
14. Look at those waves coming in. They're as huge as I've ever seen them.
You can say that again.
What does the man mean?
15. Are you ready for the political science exam today? I stayed up all night studying for it.
Didn't you know that the professor put it off until next week?
What does the woman mean?
16. I haven't turned my schedule change form yet. Do you think that's a problem?
You haven't turned it in yet? It's absolutely essential that you turn the form in immediately.
What does the man mean?
17. I'd like to try on some rings, please.
Do you prefer rings in gold or silver?
Where does this conversation probably take place?
18. Look at this, you made an awful lot of long-distance calls last month.
I called my family even more than usual. That's why the bill is so much higher than usual.
What are the man and woman probably discussing?
19. What do you think of your new boss?
I couldn't be more impressed with him.
What does the woman mean?
20. Mike, do you know when the recital starts?
It starts at 3 o'clock, doesn't it?
What does Mike mean?
21. If your tooth is hurting you so much, perhaps you should see your dentist right away.
I don't really want to, but I guess I don't have much choice.
What will the man probably do next?
22. I need to buy some stamps.
Then you'd better get to the post office quickly because it closes at 5 o'clock.
What can be inferred from the conversation?
23. Do you know how I can find the journal article that we're supposed to read for class tomorrow?
The professor copied it and put it on reserve in the library.
What does the man mean?
24. I really think you should try to be a little more calm.
If I were any calmer, I'd be asleep.
What does the man mean?
25. I don't think that news report can possibly be true.
Neither do I.
What does the woman mean?
26. Has management decided on a 7W policy for pay raises?
It's still up in the air. I think it'll be discussed again at the meeting next Friday.
What does the man mean?
27. I can't believe it's snowing today.
It wasn't exactly unexpected.
What does the man mean?
'How do you think you did on the literature exam that you had this morning?
I really wish I could take it over again.
What does the woman imply?
29. You didn't have to wait outside. You could have just opened the door and walked right in.
So the door was not locked.
What had the man assumed?
30. My guess is that you're leaving the office now and heading straight home.
You've hit the nail on the head.
What does the woman say about the man? Questions 31-34. Listen as a man and woman discuss a haircut.
Hi, Bob. Your hair looks nice. It's a bit shorter than usual, isn't it?
A bit shorter. I don't think so. It's a lot shorter. When I look in the mirror, I don't even know who is looking back at me.
So you got your hair cut, but you didn't get the haircut that you wanted.
This is not even close to the haircut that I wanted. I asked to have hair trimmed just a little bit, and the hairstylist really went to town. When I looked down at the floor, there were piles of hair, my hair, on the floor. I can't believe it.
Well, what did you say to the hairstylist?
What could I say? The hair was already cut off. I couldn't exactly say, please put it back on, although that's exactly what I wanted to say.
Well, at least your hair will grow back soon.
That's what everyone is saying to me. It'll grow back. I'll grow back. But it won't grow fast enough to make me happy.
Maybe after you get used to it, you'll like it a bit more.
31. What seems to be true about Bob's haircut? 32. How does Bob seem to feel about his haircut? 33. What did Bob see on the floor? 34. What do people keep saying to Bob? 35. How often does the usual talk man to his great-grandmother? Questions 35 until 38. Listen to a conversation about a man's great-grandmother.
I talked to my great-grandmother on the phone this morning.
Your great-grandmother. Do you talk with her often?
I tried to call her at least once a week. She's a really wonderful woman, and she's over 85 years old. I enjoy talking to her because she's so understanding, and because she gives me good advice.
What advice did she have for you today?
Laughs. She told me to be careful because a big storm is coming.
She said that a big storm is coming. Is she a weather forecaster?
Not exactly. She says that she can feel it in her bones when a storm is coming. I know it sounds funny, but when she feels it in her bones that a storm is coming, she's usually right.
That's not actually so funny. When people get older, the tissue around their joints can become stiff and swollen. Just before a storm, the water pressure often drops, and this drop in water pressure can cause additional pressure and pain in the swollen joints. So when your great-grandmother tells you she thinks a storm is coming, she probably has some aching in her joints from the decreasing air pressure.
Then I had better pay more attention to my great-grandmother's weather forecasts.
35. How often does the usual talk man to his great-grandmother? 36. What did the man's great-grandmother tell him on the phone this morning? 37. Where does the man's great-grandmother say that she feels a storm coming? 38. What will the man probably do in the future? Questions 39 until 42. Listen to a talk by a tour guide in the Everglades National Park.
Today we're going to be taking a tram lower through part of the Everglades National Park. Quite maybe we'll see a number of crocodiles sunning themselves by the side of the water, or poking their heads up through the water. Needless to say, we will not be getting off the tram at any time until we leave the area, because of the danger posed by the crocodiles. By the way, you've probably heard of the expression crying crocodile tears. It is common to say that someone is crying crocodile tears when he or she is pretending to be sad or full of regret. Crocodiles always appear to have tears in their eyes, but they are not crying because of sadness or even pretended sadness. Instead, a crocodile uses its tear ducts to get rid of extra salt from its body. A crocodile does not sweat the same way that humans do, and must get rid of extra salt through tears. So if you see a crying crocodile, don't think that it's feeling sad. It is basically sweating through its eyes. Look over there on the right. There are two large crocodiles on the water's edge, right next to the fallen trees. You can get your cameras out and take pictures from here on the tram, but no, you can't get off the tram to get any closer.
39. Where does this talk take place? 40. What does the expression crying crocodile tears mean when it is used to describe humans? 41. Why do crocodiles have tears in their eyes? 42. What does the tour guide recommend? questions 43 until 46. Listen to the following lecture by a university professor.
Please take your seats now because I would like to begin today's lecture. Today, we will discuss one of the more elegant and distinct forms of 19th century transportation, the clipper ship. Clipper ships of the 19th century were the graceful, multi-hulled, ocean-going vessels that were designed for maximum speed. They were given the name clipper ship in reference to the fact that they were clipped along at such a fast rate of speed. Clipper ships were constructed with a large number of sails in order to maximize their speed. They often have 6 to 8 sails on each of the masts, and ships commonly have 3 and perhaps 4 masts. The speeds that they achieved were unbelievably fast for the era. Clipper ships could, for example, accomplish the amazing feat of traveling from New York to San Francisco in less than 100 days. Clipper ships first came into use in the United States in the 1840s. They were originally intended to make the trip from New York, around the tip of South America, and on to China in order to transport tea to the United States. Once gold was discovered in California in 1848, clipper ships were immediately put into use to carry large numbers of gold prospectors and large amounts of mining supplies from the East Coast to California. With the success of the American clipper ships, the British began their own fleet of clipper ships to transport goods from the far reaches of the British Empire. That's all for today's class. Don't forget that there is a written assignment due on Friday.
43. In which course would this lecture most probably be given? 44. What is the most likely meaning of the expression to clip along? 45. What were clipper ships first used for in the United States? 46. What does the professor remind the students about? Questions 47 until 50. Listen to the following talk by a drama coach to a group of actors.
I know that some of you are feeling more than a little nervous about tonight's performance, and I want you to understand that this is quite a natural feeling. You are going to be on stage in front of a lot of people tonight, and it's normal to be experiencing some nerves. I would like to help you understand these feelings, and not let them interfere with your performance. What you are experiencing is called stage fright. Stage fright is the fear that develops before you give a performance in front of an audience. Stage fright is not experienced just by actors and actresses, it can also be experienced by musicians, athletes, teachers, anyone who performs in front of a group of people. It happens before a performance, when a performer is concerned about looking foolish in front of others. Just before tonight's performance, if you're feeling a bit of tense, if your knees are shaking, if your stomach has butterflies in it, and if you are thinking about how bad your performance could be, then you have a major case of stage fright. To control the stage fright, you can work to control both the physical reactions and the negative thoughts. To combat the physical reactions, you can try techniques such as deep breathing, muscle relaxation, or even just laughing to relieve some of the pressure. To combat the negative thoughts, you should force yourself to focus on what you have to do rather than on what other people are going to think. That's all I have to say for now. I'll see you back here at 6 o'clock, because the performance starts at 8 o'clock. Just remember that if you begin to feel at all nervous, try some deep breathing to relax and focus your thoughts on the performance that you are about to give. See you this evening.
47. Who would probably not experience stage fright in their work? 48. What physical reaction might someone who is experiencing stage fright commonly have? 49. How can someone combat the negative thoughts associated with stage fright? 50. When should the actors arrive at the theater?